who asks any questions.
Good morning. Welcome to this edition of the Lynne Hayes Freeland Show. Actually, I should say good morning and good evening, because not only can you watch us in the morning, you can watch us in the evening on our new streaming service, CBS and Pittsburgh. But I don't know about you. There's a tension in the air. There's a racial tension in the air. I feel it. I know so many of you feel it. I wanted to talk about it today, and I could not figure out a better group of folks to help me kind of unpack and figure out what's going on than my guest today. Well, let's see. I'm going to just kind of go the way I'm seeing them on my screen. You might see them differently, but you know who they all are. State Representative Jake Wheatley, State Representative Summer Lee, County Council DeWitt Walton, State Representative Austin Davis, City Councils Daniel Laval, City Councils Ricky Burgess, State Representative Ed Gainey, County Councils Olivia Liv Bennett. Welcome to you all. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm just going to dive right in. I feel it. I feel like there's a racial tension. It's almost like this thing that nobody wants to talk about, but everybody's kind of jumpy. Everybody's feeling the tension. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is it a figment of my imagination? Who wants to go first?
Well, Lynn, I want to thank you for having us all on this evening, or this on the show. And I look at it like this. Black and brown people have been feeling this tension to the degree where it become normalized to us. So for us, it's a normal day in the proverbial neighborhood. It's interesting now that white folk have now started to feel some heat, and people are now pointing the finger of their systemic, or not them as a group, but the fact that they have benefited from systemic racism, and they're pointing it out and they're calling it out and they're saying we want to change. Now all of a sudden this animosity that's growing, and it doesn't help that we got a leader who acts like a child. But anyway, I'm not going to go there. I'm just saying that is what we're feeling. But in my opinion, for African Americans and others, this is the normal atmosphere that we had to walk through for so long. It's just no one in a greater sense cared.
And Lynn, I'll just to add to that, I think we're really at a precipice. We're at a critical moment where the voices of marginalized, suppressed people who have been affected by systemic racism are saying enough is enough, and that they are demanding change from governmental leaders like us on this panel, but leaders throughout this community, that, Band-Aids are no longer going to be sufficient, that we need to deliver systemic change and move this country in a direction where all people are truly created equal. And I think this tension is elevated by, quite frankly, President Trump in the White House and his rhetoric, but also people who want to keep marginalized people marginalized. And who benefit from, the perceived status quo. And I think we're going to continue to see this type of tension until we deliver on the systemic changes that people are demanding.
Lynn, and myself, but I think, man, I think been tired. I think Black and brown people, the fact that they've been tired, they're tired of the police violence. You can see it live. You see what happened to Brother Jacobs, Brother Floyd, Sister Breonna. We see all these things. You can't keep it a secret anymore. And people are tired of turning on every day and seeing police being violently beaten by, African Americans being violently beaten by police. That plays on your conscience. And people are saying enough is enough. And I know right now the racial tension you feel, a lot of it is, exactly what was stated earlier about Jake is coming from the White House. When you got to, it's part of coming from the White House, let me say that. Part of when you have a president saying, I'm the president of law and order, instead of the president of the United States, that in itself creates the type of division that is creating the chaos, bring the country together. But I want to continue to separate and divide for my own interests. That has to stop. And so I think with the young people, they're just saying enough is enough. They're tired, and they're not going for it. And you know what I mean? And I think the protests have led to some great things, to be quite honest. Summer's on this line, she can talk about the brostrum. I think that's one. I think some of the laws that will be changing in other states is only due to the Black Lives Matter protests that you see going on in every city. People are just fed up with the brutality. People are fed up with everything going on. Racism has been here for a long time, But at the end of the day, it has never been televised nor shown like it's being right now through the social media outlets. And I believe people are just saying we're tired and we're fed up and we're not going to take it no more. And you see that not just in Pittsburgh, but you see that through the United States of America.
From my perspective, I'm the oldest. I'm the most senior, the eldest of the group, and I have never, in my years, have ever seen the kind of actions that are occurring in the sustained way that it is occurring currently. I cut my teeth in the mid-'60s and spent my early college years chasing George Wallace around, fighting for justice. But I see acts of racism, acts of violence in unprecedented ways. But the bright star in all of this is that I see a broad-based coalition pushing back against what is going on. The simple question is whether or not this pushback will be sustained over a significant period of time to be truly transformative, and we achieve the equity that is so richly needed and deserved.
Indeed, that's where we're going to put a pause for right now. We'll take a break. When we come back, Ricky, Liv, Summer, that's where we're going to pick it up. Daniel, that's where we'll pick it up when the Lynne Hayes Freeland Show continues. Don't go away.